guys had 6 games in 9 days there. How nice is it just have a little time between this one, have a little time between the one on Friday?
It's really nice. A good time for us to we took a day off yesterday. Everybody got a chance to recover, get a little rest, fill your cup, spend time with your families, and had a really good practice today, and we'll have another practice tomorrow and fly to Toronto. So the timing couldn't be any better.
You guys did a lot of good things on both sides of the ball in Indiana. Just what did you like about that effort overall?
I like the fact that we had a really good bounce back, playing those guys on their home floor, giving ourselves a chance to win it, but coming up short, then coming home, and our defense set the tone. We mixed up our coverages on them, kept them off rhythm, didn't allow them to get out in transition. Herb Jones set the tone right away. B.I. set the tone offensively, and it was a fun game to be a part of.
I was just going to say, you guys ran a lot of zone the Indiana game. Why do you feel like that's been an effective kind of look you guys have gone to this season?
We've been successful at it. It takes teams out of their pattern and rhythm, and then we can match up in that zone as well. So we just like what it's doing for us defensively, and it's giving us a different look against our opponents, and it's working.
Willie, seemingly the only glaring negative from that game was you gave up 17 offensive rebounds, Indiana, and that's kind of been an issue. In February, you guys really dropped off compared to what you were doing earlier in the year. And Herb said really it just comes down to not having the breakdowns and everybody boxing out. Is it really just as simple as that, just cleaning some things up to make sure everybody's crashing the defensive glass?
It is, and it's something that we'll continue to talk about, get on the floor and work on, but it's a mentality. Shot goes up, I'm not letting this guy get it, and I'm going back and helping my teammates if they're in a bad way under the basket and things like that. But it happens throughout the course of the season where you'll grow in certain areas and you have some slippage in some areas, and this is an area that we got to tighten up.
And how important is it to do that, especially for your small ball units? Will that dictate how much they play based on how well they're rebounding?
It is. When we go small, we have to have the mentality of toughness, being physical. We're playing fast, but we have to finish possessions in order for the small ball unit to work to our advantage.
Would Herb didn't like to brag about himself, but where would this team be without Herb?
Herb's a big part of this team. You guys see it. His impact on the floor is tremendous, and he makes us go defensively. He's taking more ownership on the defensive side. He's playmaking on the offensive side. So, without Herb Jones, we'll have to figure it out, but we're glad we got him.
If Herb doesn't make first team all defense, fill in the blank.
I don't know who is first team all defensive. It's not Herb Jones. He's one of the best in the league, and I think the beauty in it is that the guys that he plays against, his peers, they understand that. And when you have one of the best guys defensively, he should be rewarded for that.
Coach, we talk about Herb Jones defensively, obviously, but offensively, he's putting up career numbers. Last game, it looks like I'll put him in the short roll. You're also going to trust him way more offensively now, putting him in certain spots. He's hitting corner threes, short rolling, handling the ball. Is that stuff y'all are just talking with him?
We are. We're putting him everywhere. He's handling the ball at times. He's setting screens. Teams are trying to put their so-called, worst defender on him, and we're putting him in action so they can't hide guys. And he can pick it up. Wherever we put him on the floor, he picks it up quickly. And it's great to see her play with this type of confidence, and he puts the work in. So it's refreshing, it's rewarding, and we're all happy to see him play the way he is, and our team have success at the same time.
From your couple of decades since you've been a player and a coach now, how rare is it to see the improvement that he's made as far as his shooting? To go from, even coming out of college, he wasn't considered an offensive player. Now he's shooting 45% from the three-point line.
When you put the work in that Herb does, and Coach Fred Vinson and Coach Aaron Miles, they're here every day. First one's in the gym. It's to be expected that he's going to get better, and you want that from all of our. We want that from all of our players, is to continue to put the work in, trust the work that you're doing, and then have confidence when you get on the floor that when you're open for those shots and it's your shot, you take them.
Do you recall ever seeing somebody that you've been around that's been able to make the leap that he's made as far as his shot goes?
I mean, not off the top of my head, but I definitely had teammates that, they had areas that might have been weak areas for them that they worked on, and they've come back and they've been better and better at it. Sometimes it's shooting, sometimes it's ball handling. It could be a number of different concepts within the game, but when you put the work in that Herb does, you have no other choice but to get better, and we're all fortunate to have him here.
So Willie, Larry has community service events, doing some with hunger and all that. What kind of impact has he had, not just on his team, but even the community, and what does it just kind of mean to have a guy like that willing to give back to the community?
It means a great deal. What our guys do, what Larry's doing today, taking time out of his day, taking time out of his family's day to impact the community here. He's a leader, and his leadership goes a long ways. It's here in the community, it's here on our team, it's in Cleveland, it's in any city that he plays in. Just speaking to him about it, it's refreshing to have a number of guys on our team that take a lead role in the community, and I'm sure the people here, they appreciate it, and we all do, and we want our guys to continue to find their platforms, figure out what it is that they can do to help, and as long as we're doing things like that, we all rally behind them.
A lot of the teams like you guys that are defending at a really high level this year are giving up a lot of threes, and if you look at the bottom, some of the teams that are struggling actually are trying to take threes away. Do you think there's anything to that of I think I guess it doesn't make, I guess to fans maybe it doesn't make sense of they think the 3-point shot is so important, but is there anything to that of we give up a lot of threes, but you're defending at a really high level and the opposite can be true too?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's something in it. Our goals are to take away transition, easy opportunities, take away paint opportunities, and if we're packed in the paint and they kick it out, it's easier for us to get out and contest shots. When a team has you scrambling, they're getting dunks, they're getting layups, they're getting transition points, they're going to get threes as well, and that's when it's hard to win those games. But if we can take away free throws, take away easy baskets, take away paint scores, we feel like we can get out and contest at a high rate at the 3-point line.
And the way you guys play on defense, it's a lot of help, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. You have to be in shift. I mean, how do you coach that? How do you do that at a high level?
It might be the only way to play defense in this league now. It's to help each other. It's hard to play one-on-one defense. Guys are extremely talented. The way the game is called, you can't use your hands as much. So you got to rely on team defense, help defense. It's what we work on every day in practice, and we feel like teams are going to shoot threes no matter what we do. Our goal is to try to contest them at a high rate.
Willie, was everybody able to go through practice today before?
They were. Everybody went through practice today, yeah.